was around July of 2022. I don't remember the exact day, but that day I was hanging out with my best friend Kay and their little cousin T. T mentioned something about wanting to go somewhere and I didn't mind, so I offered to drive us to the next city over. We live in a small town, so that means driving out of town to do anything remotely interesting. We randomly decided to take a look at the dollar store and another bargain store called Big Lots, just to wander around and talk about random things. T was 17 at the time, so Kay and I got to hear about all of her teenage drama she has with boys. Kay and I are both 21. We bought some random things before deciding to leave. It was around 8 p.m. As we were walking down the sidewalk where the other businesses on the small strip were, a slightly heavier man with a blue and red hoodie was walking toward us with his head down and hands in his pockets. Naturally, we both went to the other side of the sidewalk to avoid him as he already creeped us out just by how he was walking. Then he said something I still, to this day, don't understand. Fancy, 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 at the three of us. I didn't hear it clearly, but T did, which made her start laughing. She couldn't seem to stop. I had no clue why the man would ever call us that because we weren't wearing anything remotely fancy, literally hoodies and jeans. Kay then said, "Don't look back," as we kept walking, but it was too late as T already looked back, and I'm glad she did because she saw that the guy was following us. We began to walk faster out of fear, and I had the quick thinking of ducking into the Target store that was just 10 feet away and hide in there. We ducked behind the corner toward the bathrooms and away from the door so he couldn't see us. However, the only way to tell if he was still there was to come completely out of hiding. T saw him just standing there almost as if he was waiting for us, which made us cringe. That's when he turned around and saw us, coming into the store. T began her nervous laughter again, and Kay was mostly quiet, just following me. That's when I decided that we should go to the very back of the store and not walk in a straight line but zigzag through random aisles to confuse him. It worked, and we seemed to have lost him. I knew we needed to find an employee, but just our luck, there were no employees in sight. That's when I had the idea we should blend in with someone's group. As awkward as it would be to ask some random shoppers if we could walk with them, it had to be done. We found a woman and around six boys ranging from ages 10 to 16. I assumed they were a family or a mother with her sons and their friends. We told them the situation and apologized for interrupting their shopping, but she was willing to help us find Target security. According to Kay, the oldest boy seemed to have gotten a serious look on his face. We nearly jumped out of our skin when we saw the man again as we walked with the family toward the front, and quickly pointed out that was the man that followed us in. He actually spotted and didn't care that we were with a group as he made his way toward us. We found an employee, explained the situation, who then called a manager. As we were talking to the employees who also brought security, the man was loitering around. Kay even recalled making eye contact with him, which I purposely avoided doing. Some male employees along with a male security guard volunteered to escort us and the nice family that we grouped up with to the parking lot. As we were being escorted out, the man then tried to follow the family but was stopped by a brave employee. He then went back onto the sidewalk before he stopped us. I kid you not, my car was parked 500 feet away from the store, yet the creep was able to get to my car in less than 30 seconds despite the security guard being there. TK and I wasted no time getting in the car. I did panic a little when Kay was taking a little too long to shut their door, but other than that, we were safe. We saw the security guard talking down to the creep, and since my windows were rolled up, we sadly heard none of the conversation. But the creep looked angry. We drove off, shaken. I remember Kay telling me, "I put you guys ahead of me because there's no way I would let something happen to my best friend and little cousin," which I chewed them out for, telling them not to throw their life away like that in a situation. Kay already has some past trauma involving men, so no way in hell would I let them make that sacrifice. I told them that if that ever happened again, we would all make it out together. No one is sacrificing themselves to save the others. Let this be a lesson to always remain calm and ask for help, even if you feel awkward asking a total stranger. Needless to say, I'm never telling my parents about this as they're paranoid as it is, and I'm never going back to that Target after 8 again.